In this demonstration, you will see how to configure a site so that it supports Key Performance Indicators, KPI. You will also see how to configure shared services that will enable KPI information to be retrieved from published Microsoft Excel workbooks. Then you will see how to develop business intelligence dashboards by creating KPI lists and KPIs. Finally, you will see how to incorporate charting facilities into business intelligence dashboards. When you build business intelligence dashboards, you use the features that are provided by Microsoft Office SharePoint Server 2007. The Litware Inc. portal will use key performance indicators in its dashboard. So the first task is to activate the Content Management, Search, and Business Information feature that provides KPIs. The Litware Inc. dashboard will include KPIs from Microsoft Excel workbooks that are stored in document libraries. The dashboard will also display a chart of key data. Before you can use Excel workbooks as a data source, you must configure the workbook store as a trusted location for Excel services. In this case, the workbooks will be stored in the Documents document library. A business analyst has created a summary workbook that contains sales data. The data is arranged to show sales totals per quarter and per region. The workbook also contains a chart of this information. The workbook can now be uploaded to the Documents document library. Because content management features have been activated, the files that are uploaded to the library must undergo a publishing process before they are visible to all other business users. The workbook must also be approved. Now that the workbook is saved to a trusted location, it can be used as a source for KPI information. When you activated the Microsoft Content Management, Search, and Business Information feature, you added support for a new type of list, known as a KPI list. This list will include the KPIs for building the dashboard. One of the most important KPIs for the Litware Incorporated Corporation is the total sales to date for the current financial year. Add descriptions and comments for this KPI, because this information is useful when these elements are displayed in the dashboard. The KPI information can be retrieved from the published Excel workbook. Typically, a KPI includes a current value of the indicator, a goal value, and a critical threshold value. The dashboard also displays the quarterly sales data to help business analysts assess how the organization has performed over the course of the year. The sales for each quarter can be retrieved from the workbook. The goal value can also be retrieved. As for quarter 1, the quarter values can be retrieved from the workbook. Notice that KPIs can be retrieved from various sources, such as Microsoft SQL Server Analysis Services cubes, literal values, or SharePoint list data. The Litware Inc. portal requires a new page for displaying KPI data. It includes KPI list and KPI details web parts. The web parts were created automatically when the Microsoft Content Management, Search, and Business Information feature was activated for this site. The overall summary KPI for sales to date is displayed in the top zone of the web part page. The web part displays all of the details for the KPI, including the description and comments. A summary list of the quarterly sales data is displayed in the left zone. This web part displays the current values and status flags for multiple KPIs. The KPI list can be used as a data source for the KPI web parts. The KPI details web part displays the overall KPI. And the KPI list web part shows a summary of the quarterly values. It is useful for the business analysts to see a graphical representation of the data so that they can more easily judge sales trends over the year. The Excel Web Access web part can be used to display the chart from the published workbook. The chart is a named object called Sales Chart. The dashboard is now complete. The business analysts can use the KPI web parts to monitor how the business is performing. They can also view the chart to interpret trends over the year. In this demonstration, you saw how to activate the Microsoft Content Management Search and Business Information feature. This feature adds functionality to SharePoint-based sites, including the ability to define and work with KPIs. You also saw how to configure a document library as a trusted source of Excel workbooks. You then saw how to create a KPI list and how to store KPI information. Finally, you saw how to add KPI web parts and Excel charts to a web part page.